Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shahd Elhegawy, and I believe that willpower is a little overrated and that we should embrace laziness instead. Slacker, couch potato, bolter. There are endless pejorative terms to describe lazy people, I know. But even the most hardworking and motivated people that I know of just sometimes feel lazy. Indeed, by a show of hand, please raise your hand if you've ever felt lazy in your whole life. Exactly. So if laziness is so bad as we say it is, why is it so prevalent in each one of us? You see, because far from a fatal flaw, laziness can actually be beneficial for you. Sometimes, without quite knowing why, we just fall into one of those lazy moods. We just don't have anything creative to say, or don't even want to begin to understand this math problem. We don't want to clean that fridge or even hang out with those friends. All we have an appetite for, it seems, is to merely sit on the couch and dip into a new book or a series. The problem becomes from the fact that in such states of mind, we are rapidly liable to be labeled by our friends and family, or more painfully by our own conscience, as profoundly and disgustingly lazy. It seems that laziness is a sin against the hectic activity of modernity. It seems to bar us from ever being successful. But if you look at the matter from another perspective, we might just see that the real threat to our happiness and our self-development lies not in our failure to be busy, but in the very quite opposite scenario, in our failure to be lazy enough. Let me tell you a secret. Progress was never made by early risers. Progress was made by lazy men trying to find easier solutions to do something. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shahd Elhegawy, and I believe that a change in attitude towards laziness is finally due, and I'm here to do it. So here are 3 overlooked benefits of laziness. First of all, I'll argue that lazy solutions are actually the smartest and the most efficient. There's a famous quote that's been going around that says, I chose a lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. This quote goes back to Frank B. Gilbert. While watching bricklayers laying bricks, he found that the laziest man was actually the most efficient. It's easy to see because he laid the most amount of bricks in the shortest amount of time. So, if there's a shortcut or a more efficient way to do something, a lazy person will find it. So next time someone accuses you of being lazy, just say, did you mean to say that I'm being highly efficient? And did you know that there's an actual scientific reason why we come up with our most creative and brilliant ideas while we're being lazy? Indeed, just think about your last creative insight. It probably didn't happen while you were focusing on finishing a task. It probably happened when you weren't focusing on much at all. Maybe you were taking an extra long shower, taking a walk, or even just sitting by the beach with a drink or two. And then bam, like a flash of lightning, a brilliant idea hits you. You see, our minds have 2 modes of thinking, a diffused mode and a focused mode. And studies have showed that we need to maintain constant oscillation between the 2 of them in order to be our most creative selves. So we always say that necessity is the mother of invention, but I believe that laziness is a strong motherly figure of innovation as well. And I am lazy, but it's lazy man who invented the wheel and the bicycle because someone didn't like walking or carrying out things. Said the Nobel Peace Prize laureate Lish Walasa. Be like Lish Walasa. Be tactically lazy. And second of all, lazy times help us be less prone to burnout, help us manage our stress, and just have a better mental health. You see, I feel like life has been moving at a ridiculous pace, absurd really. And each day we try to keep up constantly. Days fly by, and in them we try to cram so much, get so much done to such specific end that when we fall short of our plans, we feel like we're sinking into this endless world. Or at least that's how I've been feeling as of late. You see, when you tell yourself that you're going to achieve new highs in your life, when you set goals and objectives and decide to take action, it's easy to expect yourself to go, go, go all the time like a machine and produce results. But we're not machines. We're not meant to go 24/7. We need to learn how to take a break and, God forbid, be lazy sometimes. You see, just the other day, I was having a difficult day. I was supposed to study, and ever since I've been to university, I feel like if I don't study every single day, I will get behind somehow, which is not true. But that day, I had 2 hours of sports and 6 hours of interminable classes, at the end of which I was absolutely tired and famished. And being the Gen Z that I am, while walking back home, I was scrolling through my Instagram feed when I found out that a new season of Grey's Anatomy was finally out. So guess what I did when I went back home? This is not a rhetorical question. Exactly! I watched Grey's Anatomy and I was so happy doing it. And the next day, I felt so energized that I did all my tasks in record time. If there's one thing that you need to take from this talk, it's this. So please listen carefully. Taking a break isn't putting you a step behind everyone. It just might be the push forward that you needed all along. Okay? And lastly but not least, laziness can be a helpful symptom. When we feel lazy, our bodies and minds are trying to communicate important information with us. Is it because of hunger or exhaustion? Is it because the task itself is being monotonous and boring? Is it because of a lack of motivation? You need to ask yourself, for example, if at every time that you have this certain subject's homework, and you try to do it, you just feel lazy. Is it because you don't have any motivation to do it anymore? Have you lost your enthusiasm for this subject? And if so, do you really want to continue your studies in that field? I believe that we need to live a more balanced life. We need to learn how to redistribute prestige, taking it away from those with a full schedule and giving it to those who are wise enough to just have some afternoons of mindfulness with themselves. We need to understand and consider that staying at home and entertaining one's thoughts, risking the encounter of some anxiety-inducing or melancholic and highly troubling thoughts which are highly and extremely vital to deal with, also needs courage. Without this shield of busyness all the time, we might come to the realization that our relationship has come to an impasse, that our job doesn't serve any higher power anymore. You see, I believe that laziness has become a lost art. And yes, I say art. And I don't mean laziness in the sense to say that putting every waking moment of your life with mindless distractions. I mean proper idleness, when we choose to do nothing. In a world full of distraction, it's difficult to put our mental feet up and take some time for ourselves. We usually just check our mails, watch some reels, surf on Facebook, activities that often leave us even more tired at the end. So if you perpetually feel lazy, you may need to dig a bit deeper into your own thoughts and emotions to find what the root of the problem is. But if you feel lazy from time to time, it's normal. Don't be ashamed of it. As I've mentioned in the beginning of my talk, everybody does. Both a tool and a key to help better understand yourself and approach a task at hand, laziness can be helpful for you. So the next time you feel lazy, you might just think that a deep part of you is gonna give birth to a great idea. And as with any other pregnancy, there's no point in rushing up the process. You just need to let the idea gestate. And hoping that one day it's gonna prove its worth. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening, and be lazy. Thank you.